Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video I'm going to take you through the week ahead analysis. We're going to go through the news of the week, the strength meter and some charts of interest. So compared to last week, the high impact news is very low. We have some inflationary data out of the US, which I believe Federal Reserve Chairman Powell already kind of touched upon this, about the fact that we are going to see a decline in inflation. Or we should see a decline in inflation, which is what's forecasted here. Obviously, this could have an impact on the US dollar going into the middle of the week. And if inflation does start to come down a little bit, we could potentially see some downside in the US dollar. Obviously, that's yet to be seen. And the Federal Reserve said even if it does come down, it's still too early to tell whether the effects of the rate hikes will have a long-term effect on inflation. So we'll see what happens here, but it looks like we are forecasted to see a little bit of a drop in inflationary data. Moving on to the strength meter then. So some interesting moves. The euro, one of those. We can see the euro was pushing a little bit higher, which we touched upon last week. That continued to gain, so euro could be one to watch going into this week. Australian dollar remains bearish, pound turning bearish, which we know about because of the recent Bank of England comments. And then the strongest currencies are euro, dollar and CAD. Weakest currencies at the moment are the pound, yen, Aussie and Kiwi. So some opportunities surrounding those markets. Going on to the pound then, obviously the momentum is to the downside. It is with the sellers at the moment, largely due to the recessionary fears in the UK. So downside more than likely going to continue, especially if the US dollar can continue to gain strength. The only thing at the moment is that price is trading above 123, major key level for the pound, nice psychological level in the market, and at the moment we are trading slightly above it. So we could see a short-term pullback in the pound. If price is going to pull back, we could pull back into this recent support level. If price pulls back into this area, you know, we've got the 125 through here as well. If price comes into this area, starts to form bearish price action, we could see some short-term downside again for the pound. I think that the bearishness for the pound will likely to continue. Doesn't mean that we're not going to see price pull back into key areas. That's a possibility that price could definitely do that. So, you know, looking at this week, we could either look for reversal opportunities on a break of these highs back to the 125 level, or wait for price to come and retest key resistance zones. Moving on to Aussie US dollar then, so price very much bearish here as well. We had some short spikes in the market last week, basically due to the RBA hiking interest rates above forecasts. But I'm still looking for price to come and test this 0.7 level. I think that's where price is going to head to next. And, you know, how is price going to react at that point? Are we going to see price bounce and move back to the upside, or are we going to break through it and continue a little bit lower? That's what's going to be interesting this week with the Aussie US dollar around about that 0.7. So if you're looking at it from a short-term point of view, I'd look for short-term downside. If price starts to rally earlier in the week and then price comes into sort of these key level highs through here, that could offer some short-term downside opportunities. Euro Aussie is another market to watch. We've featured Euro Aussie in the past few week ahead analysis videos and Forex market wraps because it's a good market to watch. Strength meter pair as well, considering that the euro has gained significant strength. The Australian dollar has seen some significant weakness, so Euro Oz upside looks more likely. Recent price action on the weekly time frame showing that buying momentum is still in the market. Every time we've dipped lower, we've seen some buyers coming back in. We can see that quite clearly through the previous two sort of impulsive phases. Price trading above this sort of 148.38 area, which is this kind of previous sort of trend move in here. So I wouldn't mind seeing price come and retest this minor demand zone. And if we see some buyers stepping back in, we could look for some long opportunities. I like the idea of EURAUD coming back into this 153.70 area, so that's what I'm going to be looking for on EURAUD. Finally, the S&P 500. So we started to see a bit of a mixed bag for the market last week. Lots of downside pressure. Remember, when the volatility increases in the market, the S&P can suffer. We've also had some pretty bad Q1 earnings from some companies featured on the S&P 500, so that hasn't helped with its downside. But at the moment, I think price is pretty much trading within a tight trading range here between the sort of 4,050 up to sort of the 4,300 area. So, you know, if price is going to turn bullish, I would like to see a breakout of that high. If we can break out of these structure highs in there, then more than likely we'll see a return back to sort of the 4,500s. If we don't, we could see another break to the downside here, maybe even a retest of last week's low and a rejection there. That could also offer some potential reversal opportunities. So keep an eye on these charts this week. I hope you enjoyed the video update. If you did, leave this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more Forex trading content. And I'll speak to you in the next video.